tap, 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 tap. Ah! Yeah.
I had to get out of the stink
Woo!
of your underarms.
Woo! Ah! I am a nice, cold can of whoop ass, baby. Yeah.
Stank ass.
Woo! Yeah.
What the hell is that you're drinking?
This, sir. This is a hard cider. I'm celebrating. I just whooped your ass.
You know real men actually drink beer, right?
Look, you think they drink beer. Real men drink hard cider. None of that boring beer.
Who the hell do you think you are? Jewish Superman?
I'm Jewish Superman, baby. I'm like a genetically enhanced human being. Okay.
Yeah, genetic crap. You're like the Danny DeVito of twins.
He's just, sometimes, guys, I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of like peanut butter and marshmallow. We don't always kind of go together.
Well,
but
everybody loves me and everybody hates you.
Even though we don't always actually agree, when we work as a team, we're pretty damn effective. Kind of like Hobbs and Shaw.
Right? No, you son of a bitch.
Guys, welcome everybody to a brand new movie review where we talk about Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
How many movies is all this together if you count everything?
Okay, there are 8 Fast and Furious movies and now this spin-off, so there is 9, not counting the actual other Fast and Furious movie that's coming out next year. So
stop. I didn't mind the franchise when it started, but Jesus Christ, how many more do you need? I don't care if they're spin-offs or prequels or sequels or half-fulls or whatever the hell you want to call them.
Okay, so to be fair here, the Fast and the Furious franchise,
I think it's been overplayed out. Not to knock the actors.
Okay.
I just think it's too many damn stories.
You think it's too many stories?
I mean, I will say this. From after watching this, I liked it better than the prequel Tokyo Drift or any of the flashback previous prequel movies to the fucking series. I mean, it's just, honestly, I don't even know why they even call it Fast. I understand it's because it's a spinoff.
Yeah.
But you don't even need to add the Fast and Furious part. Just called Hobbs and Shaw. You know? That would make more sense.
So, The Rock first entered into the Fast and Furious franchise in Fast 5. He reinvigorated the franchise, brought new life to it. He brought new life to it. He became a fan favorite. You had Jason Statham, who entered into the game in Fast and Furious 7, and he played the bad guy, the guy who killed Han. Now, it's very weird to me how fast he went from a villain to an actual...
That's why I didn't care for, what was it, the last one?
8?
I don't even remember. They all blur together now. And once you said, like, oh, I'm going to go, because mommy told me to, I got to go save a baby. And I'm like, why you ruin such a good potential villain?
But, that being said, apparently during the filming of Fast 8 and when it got released, people saw the chemistry between The Rock and Jason Statham, and they said
they used to beating the shit out of each other.
And they said this would make a great spinoff. The chemistry here is off the charts. This would make a great spinoff. And by the way, with the feud that's going on with Vin Diesel and The Rock right now, might as well have a fucking spinoff.
Well, I kind of figured Vin Diesel. I don't know why he would do any more after the last movie. It's like I felt like his story was complete.
Amen.
All that old crew, maybe a couple of the side characters could join in the new stuff, but I think it was completely set for him being done.
I think right now with that feud going on, they want to do something different. They want to go off and do the spin-off and see how it works.
Well, I mean, how much more can you do with the original cast? I mean, you got too much blood out of that stone, especially after Paul Walker dying. I'm like, where can you possibly even go anymore? It's all settled.
Well, this is true. And they, honestly, they decided, hey, let's do this spinoff. Let's see what's going on. We're here. Where do you want to start with Hobbs and Shaw, sir?
Well, I mean, this movie is almost pretty cut and basic, dry. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, you find out that Shaw's sister works for MI6. You know, they're going to a tactical thing where they're going to obtain a lethal virus or a potential weapon.
That this guy who is basically cybernetically enhanced.
But she's got like a bike that's like part transformer or something because it like morphs every time it's around it. I mean, it's like there's a scene where he's like bending on the ground. The bike like partially turns on its own.
This
It's all
guy's
remote controlled.
This guy's gadgets would make Bond and Batman blush. I
It's
mean,
like part
shit.
Transformers, part Tron.
I mean, really, it is, to be honest with you. But he's got the cool gadgets. He's got this virus that is going to take out some of the population, sort of weed out the weak ones.
Yeah.
And they are trying to get it back.
Goodbye.
What?
He said one of the weak ones. Bye bye.
I was thinking more you than me,
No.
but...
Because I'd kill your ass before I get infected. Just
Well,
to take your ass
Well,
out.
you did tap out when I...
I only tapped out because you stinky underarms.
Oh, well, look.
But, I mean, it's pretty much cut dry from there. Both Shaw and Hobbs get orders from other agencies that work through them, and they're just like, we need you to go settle this.
Settle
Take
this,
care of.
and that's what they do. Now, first off, the chemistry is great. Like, if you like the chemistry from 8 with The Rock and Jason Statham, you're going to like it here, man, because it is off the charts. They bounce off
Like,
each
I'm
other.
not working with that motherfucker. And
I'm not working with that motherfucker.
you don't tell us to work with each other. We'll kick your ass.
I want to tap dance all over your face, and you got legs like a hobbit, motherfucker. You know, they all one-liners.
There's a part where Hobbs meets, he doesn't know it yet, Shaw's sister. There's a fight scene between them, and he's just like picking her up like she's like a paperweight.
Yes, and basically, in a lot of ways, as far as I'm concerned, it's a really great back and forth, and they have this great like rivalry, but yet it's kind of a brotherhood type of thing. I thought it was actually really cool, man.
I mean, you even
I
get
thought it was
an
really cool.
appearance from Helen Mirren playing Shaw's mother.
Yes.
Like, you're gonna go take care of your sister.
She's back as well. She does a little bit of an appearance here.
Apparently, no cell can hold her, no chain. She could escape anytime she wanted to. She's like,
awesome.
she might be in her 70s, but I think she's replaying her character from Red, where she's like a total badass.
Yes, she's awesome. She is awesome. Vanessa Kirby as well, who plays Shaw's sister.
Yep.
She's great here as well.
There's a little flirtatious thing between her and Hobbs starting up.
And Hobbs like, she wants my large manhood and everything. And he's like,
I'm like a mountain, and I'm gonna let her climb me as many times as I want. I'm like, Deckard's like, if you touch my sister, I will end you.
yeah, baby.
Imagine if they actually hooked up. Fucking Deckard would probably blow. His head would explode.
Good lord, I think I think he'd lose his head, like explode or something.
I
Good
mean,
lord,
you also
man.
do get some cameo appearance from some other actors like Ryan Reynolds and I forget what the other guy's name is.
Kevin Hart.
Oh Jesus, these two characters are just, oh my god.
And
they're
I could
nuts.
see them coming back for future installments too.
They're
They
like
just-
the weird special agents that you just don't need around you because they're
no, they're
just that weird.
They're just that weird, dude.
As long as those two don't team up.
That could be a spin-off of a spin-off. Like we're just spinning off.
I forget what the Kevin Hart's character name was.
Dinky or something, or
Lock and Dinky. Fast and Furious style.
Oh, that's great.
Shit.
Oh shit.
I mean, I will give props to this.
Yeah.
You know, first time when Hobbs and Shaw try to fight Black Superman in case Idris Elba, they got their ass whooped. I mean,
I will say this much, and I don't know whether you agree with me or not. I thought the fight scenes were awesome.
yeah, because I mean, even with his enhancements, you can see like there's a cybernetic enhancement in his eyes. It's like he can predict almost what moves they're gonna do, at least to evade them quick enough. And they're like hitting him; it's like barely phasing him.
Yeah, and he can anticipate their maneuvers, and which I really like as well.
We also find out his connection to Shaw. They used to work together back in their what do you call it? The
old MI6 British intelligence days. Yes.
And you find out reason why Shaw, the crime that he committed in the past weren't actually his.
I really like that a lot. I like expanding on the mythology, expanding on the characters.
And you find a new major bad guy too.
And you find a new major bad guy also. I will say this much. Like I said, I think The Rock is really badass here. I think Jason Statham is awesome. I've always loved Jason Statham. I think he's better in some roles than others. This he's great in. I thought Idris Elba did great, man.
Yeah.
I thought, sometimes I'm not always the biggest fan of Idris Elba.
It depends on the role.
It depends on the role, but...
I mean, I could say at least one of the ones that I didn't care for him was that Tower movie.
Oh, The Dark Tower. I didn't like Dark Tower either.
Well, I thought he always did good as in Thor and playing Heimdall. And
yeah, I did too. And this, I thought he was really menacing. I thought he was very charming in an evil way, which I kind of really liked.
Way.
I like that quite a bit. And like I said, not only is the action really good just from the fight sequences that all those guys have, but also the action in general. I mean, there's huge shit blowing up. There's buildings toppling down. They're fucking racing,
Massive
vehicles,
fight scenes
all over the fucking place, man. Like it's Fast and Furious level action amped up to 11, and it's really awesome, man. I really enjoyed that a lot, dude.
That, and you could say the big theme of this entire movie is family, basically.
Isn't it the fucking theme in all the Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah, but it needs to be re-implied in this one.
Fine. We gotta re-imply it this time around and next year as well, and the year after that. We gotta re-imply it all the time.
We'll have like 35 generations of Hobbs playing out in this movie.
Ay, Jesus, man.
I will say this, Hobbs has a big-ass family in this movie.
Yes, they go back to Samoa where he used to live, and
find out the reason why he left.
Why he left is also, which again, expansion of character, which I really like. And his family, I don't know whether that was all...
From what I saw is like he might be the youngest one of the family.
He's sort of the runt of the litter.
The baby of the family. I'm like,
runt of the litter.
I like how his mother says, like, you don't look like you're eating. You look so tiny. I'm like...
Tiny? What?
I understand Samoan people are big and muscular and massive, but I mean...
Really?
Rock's like a giant compared to most people.
Good Lord, man. I will say this much. I don't know whether all those people were his brothers or
all they know is to fear mama. You don't piss off mama.
Let me just say this.
Whether it's slipper and beat your ass.
Whether it's cousins or second cousins or brothers or uncles or whatever, the whole family is on Samoa, and they're in for the fight
too, because the whole island after a massive fight scene come to help out.
Yeah, so it's literally what I love about the fight sequence is that it's big, it's bombastic, it's in your face, but it's in your face in a way that makes sense. And yeah, there's moments in the action where you kind of lose sight of what's happening at times, like it goes by really quick. But if you're paying attention, I think the action scenes actually really work. And, look, when you got The Rock and Jason Statham in here, two action badasses, you better hope the action is good. And I think they definitely delivered it. With all of the action and everything that comes with a Fast and Furious movie, especially a spin-off of the Fast and Furious movie, I'm kind of curious what you thought of, like, the comedy. Because...
it wasn't as comedic as you think it was. I mean, they had a few spark moments with the comedy. And
did you think the stuff with Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Hart was a little too much, or was it?
I thought the Kevin Hart one was way too much.
I think it was a little much with the Kevin Hart stuff.
Ryan Reynolds one, I thought it was a kind of a gross comedy, but
I thought it was okay with him. I think
it was overplayed with Kevin Hart.
It was overplayed a little bit. I will say that most of the comedy comes from, again, The Rock and Jason Statham coming together and then sort of feuding, and I think that works. Everything from there outside of that, some of it works a little bit. I will also say this. You talked a little bit about sort of the romance thing. I don't know if the romance completely worked for me.
It wasn't even a romance. It's more like a light flirt thing.
It was. They kind of wanted to try to develop it, and I don't know if they really did.
Maybe if they do another spin-off, then yeah.
Maybe it'll develop from there and get better. I didn't really feel it too much in this, but again, it was the start of it.
All he got was some flirty eyes and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And, that's, basically The Rock got to first base.
If you count it as that, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The way they were looking at that one scene where she's on his lap, I'm like, they could have went all the way there and nobody would have noticed.
Exactly. Like, that could have been, like...
They shared, like, an intense stare moment. I'm like, is he going to be tapping that in, like, in this movie or something? Or
something like that. Good Lord, man.
Then Deckard Shaw would go ballistic.
Exactly. I'm also curious as to your opinion on this because, we had Brixton played by Idris Elba as the villain, but there's also another villain, sort of the main villain that's in the shadows, the sort of voice that's sort of altered a little bit. It says, the voice says that Hobbs knows this person. Do you think we've seen this character before in previous installments, but we don't know?
My money is it's probably could have been Mr. Nobody.
Really?
Think about it.
You think it's Kurt Russell?
Think about it. He's a black ops. Nobody knows his real name, and he's the head of a major government organization.
I didn't think about that.
Think of it. He has the technology and resources to do that kind of shit.
I would be very interested to see because let's be honest, there's about 3 or 4
It'd be a really fucked up part if it was like his father or something.
Oh, I didn't think about it either.
Because remember his father was a serious criminal.
He was in jail. There's about 3 or 4 post-credit scenes here, and
I didn't care for the last two. The last two were kind of boring.
I thought they would have done one with the person with the voice, but they didn't, and I thought they were going to. I thought they were, but no, that didn't go there, unfortunately. I don't know who it is. I do know that I have a feeling that if this is successful, and I don't see why it wouldn't be successful, we're going to get more of that, I kind of hope.
If it ends up being like Darth Plagueis from Star Wars, then we're really fucked.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh, it just happens to be Snoke for some weird fucking reason. Oh, God. No one's ever truly dead. Oh, boy. Jesus. There is a lot of really great stuff here as well. I just want to say one thing that I thought was really funny in here as well, is that apparently every person has family that does some sort of custom car work or something. They have Hobbs custom cars now, and I'm thinking like, good Lord, man, can we have anybody in the fucking franchise that doesn't already
like... have anybody that works retail,
Like, somebody needs to... Can somebody work at Walmart for Christ's sake?
If you really want to get down in dumps, have somebody at Wegmans.
Yeah, or something like that. Good Lord, man. I mean, Jesus here. I always think it's funny with the customs and the cars and everything like that. I always think that's funny, dude. On top of that, I will say this much. There are certain scenes towards the end, action movie-wise, especially stuff with having to do with a helicopter and cars like attached to themselves.
Major bullshit. Right before you get to the final fight scene, they do a giant crash down in a bunch of rock areas by the ocean. They all should have been either severely injured or dead.
There's moments...
They barely came out with a couple scratches.
There's moments here, I'm not going to lie, where you have to seriously suspend disbelief in what's going on. But that being said, though, I think this franchise has sort of carried that for a while now, so I think you're kind of used to it once you get here.
They start doing the John McClane where they're falling through buildings without a scratch. I'm like, oh my God.
They're pretty much there already, man.
But technically, John McClane was in this playing... Or no, he wasn't in it.
No, he wasn't. He hasn't yet.
I was thinking of like Expendables.
No. He's not here yet, but we're waiting for that motherfucker to come here.
Wait. They'll probably connect the Expendables to this.
Good Lord, man. There's some crazy disbelief moments, but again, you're having fun with the movie and you just sort of go there. I will also say this as far as the action is concerned. The movie is directed by David Leitch. Now, David Leitch co-directed the first John Wick. He directed Atomic Blonde. He directed Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
He's a great director. He knows how to direct action. He's really good at it. On top of that, he knows how to deal with the actors and the story and everything. He's not this Academy Award-winning director. He wants to talk about character and plot and everything. He's not a no. He wants let's kick ass. Let's get to the action. Let's do it, and that's what it's about. I thought he did a great job here, man. You know, outside of that, look, I think that this could be a cool new franchise outside of the main Fast and Furious stuff. I like the character of Luke Hobbs. I like sort of where they're going with sort of the Jason Statham character. This could be a cool thing outside of what they're doing already, but you know, you have now two different franchises, so why not go for it, I guess, right? If you can make the money, make the money. What's your final thoughts and grade rating on Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw?
I mean, you pretty much covered everything in this movie already. I mean, there's nothing really more I could add to it.
It's pretty simple. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
It's cut and dry.
It
I
is.
mean, you got the bad guy, you got the person that they need to save in order to save the world.
You have hot chicks, you have fast cars, and you have badass heroes. That's what it is.
I mean, Christ, if they brought any of the old crew back into this one, I'm like, this movie would have been a snore fest for me, because honestly, they need fresh blood.
So you consider this fresh blood?
At least for the characters that they bring into it, yeah.
Okay.
Because you get the same characters in every movie, it starts to get stale.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing really more I could say about it. We've covered everything that I could think of. I mean, this movie is probably a solid B-.
That's not bad, though.
I mean, I thought I was going to hate it.
Yeah, you actually went in like...
Well, when you go through that many movies and then do a spin-off, it's like, it gets to a point where you just don't care anymore.
True, and I will say this much. You know, look, we're 8 films deep with the Fast and the Furious franchise. We're fucking, you know, we're getting part 9 next year. You know, I looked at Hobbs and Shaw and I said, this has no chance of being good whatsoever. To me, I just was going into this like, it'll be passable, and that's it. And I was pleasantly surprised. Mm-hmm. I thought it was awesome, dude. I really did. I loved it so much. Way better than I thought I was going to like it. Way better than 8. I think a little bit better than Part 7. I think, as you said, better than Tokyo Drift. For me, I'm going to give it a solid, like, high B+. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. I did. And now on to Hobbs and Shaw 2, Fast and Furious 9, and even, I'm going to say this, there was an interview with, I think, either the writer of Fast and Furious franchise or one of the producers, and they said that they don't mind eventually taking the franchise into space.
Get the hell out of
here. Yeah, baby. Are you ready for Dominic Toretto in space? Are you ready?
I'd open the airlock and just let him vent out.
Well, he might survive. He's Dominic Toretto.
Turn himself into Riddick?
Ooh, we're waiting for it. Give us Riddick, Vin. Enough with this Fast and Furious crap. Give us our Riddick, damn it.
Really? You think you're that kind of badass motherfucker?
Dude, I'm as good as the fucking Rock. Okay, look.
They should call you more like the Pebble.
Fucking guns, bro.
What guns?
Fucking, what do you mean guns?
That's Flab.
Flab? You want to know what? I challenge you to fucking arm wrestling contest right now.
I will. Choke you to death.
I quit.
I'd snap your neck.
Guys, let's just say this much. I lost this round because he apparently is taking steroids. It's not my fault.
Can't help he's weak.
It's not my fault that he's a weakling and he's actually inferior to my dominance and excellence.
What dominance? It's all nothing but flab there. Just like this right here.
Damn you.
You're the Rock. You're more like the floaty pebble on the river.
But it one badass floaty pebble by the river. dare I say.
No, we just crumble that into dust.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think of Hobbs and Shaw, the Fast and Furious franchise, and are you looking forward to a part 2? Definitely let us know. And we'll be back next time for a brand new movie review with more guns.
You look like you're about to pop something.
I am. I can't move.
Good, I'll take your car.
Guys, can you finish the video? Because I'm really, I can't move.
He's that weak.